TIFU by going to the party. So, I listened to my dad. You're smart and you're handsome. You're hot. Chicks dig you. With that parental encouragement over my shoulder, I flirted with a crush of mine who's definitely, without a doubt, over my league. Looks, intelligence, and social status. At the end of our conversation, she invited me to a party she was attending later that night, which I enthusiastically agreed to go to. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Quote, no, it wasn't. I was eaten alive there. Everyone was either ridiculously good-looking or had some fame attached to them. Or both. The conversations were too intelligent. I couldn't follow them in any attempt to involve clarification and backtracking. I was a nuisance to their verbal pleasure. I was a noob attempting to run with professionals. When I found her, she was with other men making her laugh. She saw me and replied, Hey, Joey Joe Jr. This is Bob and this is Bill. Bob's a comedian and Bill's a session musician. Joey, what do you do again? Joey and I take a yoga course together. He's really flexible. Can pick his nose with his toe. I'm sorta in between right now. I was going to film school to become a cinematographer, but dropped out. Currently bagging groceries at Safeway. The conversation only went south from there. I felt too awkward to remain, so I dipped. I did not belong anywhere in that party. I scratched the house cat's cheek and left without really saying goodbye to anyone. Even my crush. My ego will be bruised for a while. Oh God, does it feel like I've been stabbed with embarrassment. Going to eat some Cherry Garcia and watch Mindhunter Home Alone now. TLDR ended up embarrassing myself at a party. Failed at wooing my crush. Mate, you need a little self-assurance. You are clearly intelligent, but you lack a little in the chapter of self-image. If that girl invited you to a party, it was because she liked your company. If she wanted a relationship, that I don't know. Man up a little. My mate, you are likable and you have proof of that. Comedian and session musician? ? Aren't those just fancy ways to say unemployed? ? The fact she invited you to the party shows that she thought you were a cool dude. The only one getting in your way was yourself. You'd be a lot funnier, hotter, etc. if you stopped comparing yourself to others, dude. Insecurity isn't particularly attractive. This is such an LA experience. Bro, 2/3 people at that party were nepo babies and or went to boarding school. Floating in those circles takes a certain background or will, and I don't blame you for feeling alienated. On the other hand, the worst thing you can do is stay unmotivated, especially after such a visceral reminder of what failing to pursue your aspirations feels like. Go back to school, or get an industry job and make some art on the side. At the worst, it's bad and you end up trying something else. Currently bagging groceries at Safeway. Fucking lol. Make something up. Instead of, I was in film school, say, I am in film school. Nobody's going to care tbh. For what it's worth, comedian and session musician don't necessarily imply high levels of success. I have an ugly friend who's been with lots of hot chicks. He has a good personality and is confident. He drives an '88 Camry that's stock but in good condition. He calls it his Camborghini and makes girls laugh. One of his go-to moves is to offer to teach a date how to drive stick since the Camborghini is stick. He works in the aquarium section of Petco and has a strong accent. He's from Asia somewhere. He's polite and has manners and is still friends with most of his exes. He's like an ugly, dark Keanu Reeves that's sometimes hard to understand when he talks, but even guys like hanging out with him. With that said, being confident is very hard to do when you don't have self-confidence. I have a lot of could've, would've, should've regrets. You think those dudes are comedians and session musicians full-time? It's possible, but likely they also have part of full-time gigs like you do. Likely waiting tables or the like. Don't feel bad. When someone asks what you do, mention a hobby instead of what you do to make money. Keep in mind a saying from Groucho Marx. I would not be a member of any social club that would have me. You don't want to hang with regular scrubs like yourself, you want to hang out with higher status people. The fact that you were invited is good, and that's how you get successful. By rubbing shoulder with successful people. For what it's worth, a comedian and session musician will know all about bagging at a supermarket. Very well. I highly doubt they were judging you. You should offer to film a stand-up special or music video with them. In fact, that could be a route back in with your crush. Ask her if she has their numbers, as you've got a creative project you think they'd be great for. Dude, what? Have a little bit of confidence. You failed at wooing your crush because you walked out. You were doing fine until you bounced. She wouldn't have been introducing you if she was embarrassed by you. You did fail, mate, but you did it to yourself. Go apologize to that poor girl for leaving her at the party and for leaving without explaining. As life gets really cool, you'll spend more time with impressive people who have cool skill sets totally different from yours. That's a great place to be. Remember, you're in the room. You're there because you're supposed to be. Musicians etc. want to talk to cinematographers etc. You don't have to have the same skill or experience to chat craft. If someone has never bagged a grocery or washed a dish, you have a skill set they do not. That's an asset, not a liability. I bet you'll get to do something like this again. Because it sounds like you've got some cool ambition and crushes invite you to things. Let your ego heal and then leave it in the car at the next party. Be curious. Ask questions. Enjoy being in the room. Hope the next party is fun. From someone who had to learn how to be fun at cool parties. Damn bro. You make it sound like they roasted you. Eaten alive? Sounds like you ate yourself alive, mate. You're overthinking it. If that girl invited you and was happy to introduce you to her friends, even complimented you, she likes having you around. Loved the post, great writing skills. I had a visual going in my head from beginning to end. When someone asks me what I do, my response is either, about what, or, I'm a freelance Supreme Court justice. Although, the second one has become kind of embarrassing. As a lot of the comments have covered, you got a very unique experience that you're likely just unaccustomed to. If you haven't seen or read High Fidelity, there's a great part of the plot that likely mirrors your experience. TLD, or the unsure protagonist Rob dated someone out of his league, and when they reconnect with her and her social circle, it becomes a lot more transparent that these people are more superficially impressive than actually. You're putting in work. Your dad sees you for who you are. Keep making the decisions that make you better, in whatever way you want to measure that. And take the win, my guy. Relax. Sounds like you made some new friends. BTW. Do you think the session musician just bounced into town and started right in sitting in on people's sessions?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.